Guys, Sushan here. I'm back with another video. I just want to show everyone how to fill out the actual form to authenticate your birth certificate on the state level as well as the federal level. So I'm out of New York and I'm on a page right now at the moment, the U.S. Identification Services, and it's basically stating that there is an apostille and then there's an authentication. They're both two different things, two different process. However, they explain on this website the Hague Convention, right? So when I look up the word, I went to go look up the word, the point of a Hague Convention. Let me see. Did I do it right? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, in order to authenticate your birth certificate, you basically need to use a country that is outside of the Hague Convention of 1961, right? So on this screen, it says Apostle Services here, and then it has the authentication process. We want the authentication process. And basically they're saying we're going to pick a country that is outside of this convention. So you got the country parties to the Hague Convention of 1961 Apostle process, which you'll see a whole list of names here. And then when you scroll down, you're going to see the countries not party to the Hague Convention, the authentication process. This is a list that you can choose any one of these countries off of. The reason why we're doing this list, I believe the whole point is we want our documents to be authenticated outside of the domicile, or let's say the jurisdiction of the United States government corporation. I believe that's what that's about. However, so you have a whole list. I chose Jamaica for one, and then I did Egypt for the other. So this is the list. I just wanted to show you there are two different lists: the authentication process, which is this one, and then this is the apostles. Two different processes, and that's that on this particular website. So we're going to go to the state level. Again, I'm out of New York. So this is New York State Division of License Services. This is the form, and I am again just walking through the form and helping people to understand how to figure out, how to fill it out. So, and I'm sharing my experience like I stated before. So, requester's name. Before that, it says country where documents will be used. I said I chose Jamaica. You can choose anyone off the list that I just showed you here. You can choose whatever you want, any one of these of the authentication process. As you can see, Jamaica is here. I chose Jamaica, and then the other one I did for Egypt, and I'm gonna show you that. But that's for in New York. I put Jamaica, as you can see up here, is where the country where the documents will be used. Requester's name is going to be your name. I'm sticking with Sally Jones. So Sally Jones is the name. That's where you put your name. You will put the address of where your documents will be shipped. And again, when you're walking on this journey to become a free citizen, state citizen, U.S. national of republic, sovereign, if you like. However, you want to use a P.O. box. You do not want to use the address that you've been living at for all these years. In fact, you don't want to use any address that's associated with the straw man's identity. So a P.O. box is highly recommended when you are literally doing business, when you are conducting yourself in this commerce world of money. It's just important to always differentiate yourself, keep yourself separate from the straw man. So your address will be a P.O. box address, recommended, highly recommended. Whatever you want to choose. The city, I put the Bronx. As you can see, the state, I put New York Republic. I always spell out the New York Republic part. I know people ask me if you're wondering why I do that, is to, how do you say? It's almost like getting their attention, letting them know that you know that there is a differentiation when it comes to domicile or jurisdiction. So I would say New York Republic versus just NY, N dot Y dot, like the abbreviations that we're so used to accustomed using. Spelling out the republics let them know that you're acting outside of their jurisdiction and you are aware, right? When you look at the zip code, I keep my zip codes in brackets. I will break down another video what brackets mean, but again, it's dealing with jurisdiction. Moving on. Daytime telephone number optional, email address optional. I was told it's highly recommended to leave either one just in case if something is wrong with, let's say your form. But I will tell you that I left my information the first time I did this, and I stated in another video that I didn't have my birth certificate certified through the county first before I sent it, and they sent it back to me. They didn't call me, they didn't email me. They basically mailed everything back to me when it comes to communication. So it's optional if you want to leave that information. Now, type of return, mailer, enclosed. Now, you literally have to send in, along with your documents, a self addressed envelope. So the actual documents that will be authenticated be sent back to whatever address you choose. So yes, you need to you can do it, as you can see, first class, U.S. Postal, Express, FedEx, UPS. I did priority mail. No, I did express mail. Either way, you literally have to put in a self-addressed envelope for your authenticated document or your birth certificate being able to, for it to be sent back to you. So you need that. It's important. Now, they give you two actual addresses for this New York process. Um, as you can see, it says, please note, if you utilize express services, which I did, or next day ground services such as UPS, Federal Express, DHL, etc., you should use the physical address of the building, which is the Albany physical address, 1 Commerce Plaza, 99 Washington Avenue, 6th floor, Albany, New York, 123. So that's like next day. If you want your documents express sent back to you right away, you use that address. If you're going to do regular mail, you are going to use the New York Department of State Apostle and Authentication Unit address. So they give you an option, your choice. But again, you do need a self-addressed envelope placed inside of the big envelope. I put a video out and I showed you my two different envelopes, and they were big because I want everything to remain nice and flat, right? My documents, I don't want them all burnt and bent, um, folded up or anything. So I put everything in the big envelope, the birth certificate, certified stamp of the certificate of the birth certificate, the self-addressed envelope. I put everything in all in one. So when you scroll down here, it says fee and payment. Checks, money orders, all need to be payable to, it says NYS Department of State. So I asked for two documents, right? I wanted two copies of the authenticated seal, logo, call it what you want, whatever that document that I wanted two. So I put two, which is $20. Everyone's state is different. Got different prices. Some I've seen as cheap as low as $5 or $3 or even $8. But for here in New York, it's $10. I asked for two, so that equals out to $20. Now you have an option. You can use a check, money order, credit card. You can put all your information there as they allow you to. That's provided for you. And you sign your name if you're doing a credit card transaction. As you can see, it's optional. It's kind of cool how they give us a lot of different ways of paying, right? So I did money order. Now that again is the New York. Now here it says apostle certificate and basically gives you instruction on how to actually fill out the form as well, as you can see, and give you more information. So you can read it and fill it out and put one and two together. I just wanted to basically walk everyone through the actual steps, so that makes sense. Now we're going to go over to, now this is the state level. I'm going to go over to the federal level now and pull up their form. And this is their form. First page is the actual instruction. The U.S. Department of State. As you can see, you can read this for yourself. They tell you how to do it, all the instructions. I am just taking the time out to literally do a step-by-step. So, again, I just want to point this out again. Here, you can choose any country from here. Same thing. I use Egypt for this time, for this particular. I didn't want to use the same country, right? I want to do the same thing. So I use Egypt for mine when it comes to the federal level. So, box one. Well, first box. The person of contact, which is yourself. Last name first name, and then middle name. Email address, again, optional. Today's date or whatever date. Cell phone, home, all that is optional. You can leave it. You don't have to. It's your choice. It's completely up to you. Case type. This is an individual. It's not a company. It's not a federal agency. It's just for an individual. So you'll check box individual. Mailing address, again, will always be the P.O. box. You have to always differentiate yourself from the straw man. So you're going to use a P.O. box. You're going to put that P.O. box city, the state. As you can see, I am very consistent. New York Republic, country USA. Or sometimes I would even go as far as spelling United States of America out. I do that sometimes. United States of America. Again, to let them know that I am aware that there is a differentiation. There's two. It's like a corporation within the actual United States of America, the Republic. Zip code, brackets. Again, different video of why brackets, we use brackets. I'm going to break that down or share with you what that means. But again, all dealing with jurisdiction. Next box. Delivery method, just like the last one. Self-addressed stamp envelope, or you can do UPS, DHL, or other. Now, if you do other, they're asking for a tracking number. Tracking number is just what it says, what it is, to track the package. You would check that box. You would put that information in. If you are using UPS, DHL, or let's say FedEx. I don't think FedEx, but you get the gist. Now, the question, the next box, are you retrieving this request on behalf of another? We're going to say no. Because if you was, you would put that person's name, phone number, and so forth. But you're going to say no. We're going to continue down. It's going to ask you here. The box, the country of use. As you can see, that same list that I showed you on the other page is here. You have all these different countries that you can use. You can scroll all the way down. You just have a whole list that, people use. Me personally, I use Egypt. But you get to choose. On Jamaica, yes. And the type of document, it is a birth certificate. But as you can see, you can get all types of things authenticated. As you can see, articles of incorporation, it's a lot of stuff. Court records, declarations, divorce. It's amazing. You can get so many things or documents certified, if you like, to get them authenticated, to say they are the original copy, to say that they are legit copies. But these are your actual options and selections of what can be authenticated. But we are going to stick with what? The birth certificate, because this is what this video is about. So you will highlight birth certificate. Oh my goodness, why is this taking so long? So birth certificate is what you highlight. It's one document, and it costs $20. I think this is the same form for everyone. Then we're going to scroll down, same like before. I asked for 2, so that equals 40. And you are complete. That is done. Now this is an additional sheet. Let's say you have multiple documents that need to be authenticated. This is where you will put all those information, all the extra information here. Same thing. If you have more than one, they allow you to do, I think, 15. However, and that is how we literally fill out the forms for both the federal level as well as your state level. Simple, easy process. However, again, like I said, I enjoy breaking down the different steps verbally, verbatim, helping people to know what steps to take. And I will catch you on in another video. You guys have a good one. Shalom.